What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Yoked N Woke.
You know what it is, baby. You know what it is.
So, last week, Rodney kept bringing up the Capitol stuff. He was like, you know what? We're going to see what happens. And I was like, okay, right? And I just kind of went home. But a lot of stuff happened.
Did it? It was pretty crazy.
Do we have a prophet near us right now?
Well,
Are you a prophet?
I have been known to speak that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I be in line with the spirit and I say what I say. You know? I just try to remain humble through it all, though. Just try to remain humble. You know? I think that's key.
So, how did that all go down? What did you say? Where were you when that happened?
Man, I was working, actually. I was working in my home office, doing what I do, but was still, keeping, an ear to the news, trying to, see what the updates were, what was going on, and started seeing the headlines coming in about how, they're storming the Capitol and all this stuff was going on. I was just like, this is crazy. And then just kind of started seeing the images roll in, and it was nuts. It was honestly nuts.
I walked in and my friend, I went to go visit some friends, and when I walked in, they started telling me about the stuff, and I was like, conspiracy. Like, there's no way anybody would have been able to get that far in to the Capitol. And then they showed the pictures of the guy, and I was like, dude.
Which dude? With the horns on?
The dude without a shirt. The dude with the horns, the dude without a shirt. Dude, he would have been the first dude I would have shot. That's the dude, Jesus Christ.
Well, I think the cops were in a lose-lose situation, though. Because if they had openly sprayed up everybody, it would have been bad. They'd have been like, what are you doing?
But we would have understood.
Would you?
I would have been like, dude, this is America. They're trying treason.
Nah. Because I think...
Shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah, but I mean... Yeah, that logic isn't always applied. Sometimes they open fire and...
I would have taken out Willie. Willie, you know The Simpsons? People keep saying that The Simpsons had it right. I'm like, dude, he probably watched an episode of The Simpsons and was like, I'm going to do that. That's going to be the move.
It was just nuts, man. Like I said last time, I think it should have been something that you expected to happen. Anytime you're going to have a large group of people gathering, emotions running high, there's always a chance for something to pop off. It's always a chance for it to escalate. So I just think that they definitely should have been more prepared and had more people ready to go, because
I did like the memes, though. The memes were great. Did you see the one about the blind racists from the Chappelle show?
Yeah, they put them in there. That was hilarious. That was one of the best episodes of Chappelle show ever. Y'all want to see my face? You want to see my face? Yeah, that was great. But I don't know, man. It was a lot. Like, how did you feel about what happened? Like, how do you feel about that?
How do I feel about it? I don't know if you want my opinion on it, but like, for real, I mean, what they were doing was kind of weak, first of all, because all they did was go in there just to take selfies and nothing really happened.
Thank goodness.
Right. No. But at the same time, on the other side, I feel like more people probably should have got handled properly. Just because it's like, dude, to all the other countries and stuff, we probably look weak.
Yeah, I mean, it was
like, I was like, what?
It was definitely a bad look. I think that more information kind of keeps coming out as far as what decisions were made and why and what they were thinking. But ultimately, it looks like it was just a lapse in leadership where people were, requesting certain things or certain backup, certain help, and the processes to get that help out there was just taking too long.
Ronnie used to be a cop, so he knows about all this stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just reading, what's coming out and trying to, see what's going on and try to make the best informed decisions, because I feel like it's easy to kind of have a knee-jerk reaction to what took place, but just trying to see like, okay, take the emotion out of it. What happened? Is there any logical reason to what happened? I'm one that doesn't typically give into the conspiracy route. I'm more skeptical about that kind of stuff, but I'm also not, naive enough to know that, some of that stuff isn't possible. But
like, to get into the, you know what I mean? Like, to get in was crazy. That to me was like, oh, there's something weird going on.
Well, they definitely didn't have enough people to stop them. I mean, you had like a lot of people there, thousands upon thousands of people there.
And
So,
you had the actual Senate members in there, so you would have thought they would have, you know, they would use some kind of force, but they just let everybody in.
yeah, I mean, I think that they
was
were.
insane.
I mean, I don't think they just let everybody in. I mean, because we see video of them fighting with them. There being barricades up, dude getting smashed in the door.
Well, that was at the end point where they're like, we have nowhere else to retreat to. Other than that, they were kind of letting them in. Like, you saw a couple videos where the guy was like, and then he would just go back and he'd just like look again and he'd be like, ah.
Well,
because
that officer, yeah, because that officer was trying to delay them and distract them. Because at that point, from what I'm hearing, the Congress members hadn't been secured yet. So he was communicating with them like, hey, this is where I'm at, this is where they are. And supposedly he went down a hall and they were in the opposite hall. And so he actually helped them from actually being able to see or get to the Congress members. So kind of a hero, that guy.
Nah.
And it was just him versus everybody. Like, I mean,
I would have been
he was holding it down,
and
but
then,
he could only do so much for so long.
Would have been a news story.
Yeah, so, I mean, because if he would have just taken out his weapon and started capping people, that would not have been good. He would not have been a hero. People would have been like, what is this dude doing? He John Wick. Bow, 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 bow. He'd be like,
John Wick, baby.
yeah, he would have been let go. It wouldn't have been good. Even though, I mean, he probably would have been in his right to do it. It wouldn't have.
I don't think he would have been let go. Because everybody else all the head securities, they were all let go, weren't they? There was like 3 of them.
Well, there's a lot of people who resigned, and some people are under investigation. But there's still a lot of stuff that needs to come out as far as the answers with that, because there's some stuff that just doesn't add up, doesn't make sense, and it's just some people definitely had to go from a leadership standpoint, because that was just terrible. You can't be able to go into the Capitol like that and go crazy. National Guard should have been there from the jump.
I don't think they're going to start doing that stuff anymore. They're probably going to start doing Zoom meetings now.
Should have been. We all are.
Zoom meetings.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think that, there's a lot. There's a lot that I think about that. But
now, on top of that, with that whole situation going down, and Trump kind of escalating it on Twitter and stuff, like, go home, even though I was cheated and stuff, I get you guys. What do you think about Trump now getting kicked off of Twitter for adding fuel to the fire?
Man, I think that it's tough. I think it's like a slippery slope. Because, I mean, I think whenever you say that, it's hard to figure out unless someone explicitly calls for violence if you want to hold them accountable for the actions of other people. Because I think once we get to that, it's a slippery slope. Because, I mean, like, you have people who will say certain rhetoric or use certain, sayings and things like that, and they're not saying go be violent. Like, he never actually said go beat them up, but you can say his actions led to that, environment, the constant with it's been stolen from us, we need to fight back. That could have created that rhetoric, but he never explicitly said it. And so I feel like when we kind of get into the whole banning, the whole cancel culture type stuff, I haven't been a fan of it from either side. So, I mean, but at the same time, I mean, they're a private company. They can do what they want. They say you're violating their terms of service, or they don't want you on there, they can remove you off of there. I just feel like, it's not equally applied all the time.
Okay, so do you take that same logic, right, and do you apply it to, what's that guy's name? You seen what's that movie? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, jeez.
But like DiCaprio.
No. Well, not any of their names. But what's that serial killer's name?
What are you talking about?
Well, never mind. The whole movie's about it.
I don't know.
Not Ted Bundy. There's the other dude. What's the other dude's name? I can't think of his name. Dang.
I don't know.
But basically, he was put into jail because other people killed for him, but he never really killed anybody. But he went to jail for orchestrating and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm assuming he said kill this person. Like, it's very different.
He never explicitly said to kill anybody. They just did it.
What you mean? How's he a serial killer? Like you had to point out who you were against.
That was his name. I forgot his name.
Nah.
I forgot his name. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and I think that he definitely bears some responsibility, but at the same time, I think people are responsible for their actions as well. And I think that he raised the climate, that he said things to.
He could have just told people to go home, but he told people to go home, and he said even though they cheated me, and like you know what I mean, he kept.
Yeah, cause I think
stuff.
that he's, he has a huge following. I think that he's also thinking of and preparing for life outside of the White House. I think he will look at different business opportunities to turn this into something. And he's been telling these people the whole time that the election was stolen, that we can get this overturned, there's all this fraud. And so he has to maintain that message. If he says anything different, it's gonna be like, wait, like you can't switch on us now that we here ready to ride for you. So I think that he kind of, held that line because he felt like you can't backtrack at this point. But at the same time, I felt like a lot of that stuff was,
extra.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, I don't know, because you see even Republican people coming out saying, we knew the election wasn't going to be overturned. When you look at the Safe Harbor Act and things like that, once it was certified in the states, that was pretty much a wrap. But these supporters were still being told by certain outlets, certain media, by Trump himself that this could be overturned, keep fighting, this is what's going to happen. And people believe that it could be overturned, that it will be overturned. Some people still believe that it'll be overturned. And so, I mean, whenever you just get your information from one source or you're super focused or believe in something, like it's hard to move people from that. And so obviously emotions were running high. At that time, Pence had also come out and said, like, yo, I don't have the authority to be
Pence is like, no,
switching this, and I won't be doing that. I'm just here in a ceremonial role. I'm gonna count the votes that they submit, and that's gonna be a wrap. And I think that also, when the crowd heard that, I wasn't there, but I'm assuming when that information came out, that kind of like dampened any hope. So I think some people may have been like, dang, like we're in desperation mode. Like we need to turn up because we're not being heard, and this is fraud, and this is corruption, and and no one's listening to us. And I think that could have, resulted in what we saw.
And then from that, now we get to the point where now they're thinking about impeaching Trump again.
Yeah, I mean,
dude,
it's a lot. I think that, I think most people are kind of over the, let's play politics type stuff. And I think that, some people are fully on board with it. Some people are done with it. They feel like, okay, we're about to have this, inauguration on the 20th. Do we really need to try to push and go through this process? And, and other people are completely against it. Obviously, they full on support Trump. But I think the problem is too many of us have been on opposite sides of the political spectrum. Like there's hardly any room in between, or there's hardly any voices speaking to that room in between. And it's like more than one thing can be true, and no one gives room for that. So it's just kind of like it's a little much, Like with the whole, there's people who are like, oh, it was Antifa who was there, who stormed the Capitol, and it's like, okay, maybe there's some, but don't try to play me and act like the only people who were doing bad were Antifa. Like I'm not gonna entertain that.
Cause you saw that one older lady, she was like 70 or 80. She was like, my flag.
Yeah, she looked like Betsy Ross. Like she made the first flag ever. Like that lady was.
What if she was the mastermind behind the whole thing? She's like, storm.
She wasn't Antifa,
dude.
But it's just like, okay, maybe I'll give you that maybe there were some people who were undercover trying to incite stuff, but you can't tell me the majority of the people who was in there wasn't Trump supporters. Like, and so I feel like both things can be true. And so it's just like you have, where it's two extremes. It's like you have one side saying, oh, Trump supporters were sitting in the grass praying, and next thing we knew, the Capitol was still like, nah, bruh, nah. We're not gonna do that. So it's just like
they were trying to pray inside.
Yeah,
they're trying to pray over.
Yeah, you gotta
the podium.
Lay hands on them.
That's what they were holding it up.
Pour oil on the altar.
That's what they were doing.
So, I mean, it's a lot of craziness going on. It's always going to be hypocrisy on both sides.
And the main thing with the impeachment, if he gets impeached, he can't run again. And then on top of that, he loses like all the perks of a president. Like I think he doesn't get the private security. He doesn't get the plane ride.
The difference between
he doesn't get a lot of
Trump
different stuff.
But
he didn't really need it to begin with.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
he got money.
but at the same time, this is a lot of stuff happening from that.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest thing and why some other people may support it is that they don't want him to have the ability to run again and kind of muddy the waters in 2024. But we'll see what happens. I think that the Trump supporters aren't going anywhere. And I don't think that they're really supportive of the Republican Party like that. It's been like Trump's party. Like
this just really just showed us like the different this really feels like it's been the most divided between Republicans and Democrats ever.
It's
been to like it's super opposite spectrum.
And I think that that's just it's the media, right? Like I feel like people are.
Yeah, he made the media mad because he disproved him a couple of times at the beginning, and then everybody kind of was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stop listening to these news outlets," because he kept.
Some people. I think that people pretty much knew what they was getting with the news. Like I don't think people thought like the news is our beacon of truth. You know what I'm saying? Like I think everyone knew that the news was a little slanted.
I have people in my family that actually are like that, the TV junkies, and they watch the stuff and they're like. They live and die by that, I'm telling you. They live and die by Fox News and stuff because they don't, that's what they do.
But that's the thing, it's like people will listen to voices that agree with them. They'll hardly ever listen to any voice that challenges their way of thinking. And I think that that's the main issue. And like we said, there's algorithms in place that make sure that the kind of stuff you like is the kind of stuff that's going to come in front of you. And so if you're always looking at conservative stuff, you're going to see conservative things pop up, or far right stuff or whatever, you're going to see those things pop up. And so if that's only voices you're listening to on both sides, then at some point you're going to go to the extreme of that because you're losing any type of perspective or, like where is that gray area where it's maybe a little mix of, what you believe and then maybe there's some other perspectives out there that you haven't considered. So.
Do you think anything crazy is going to happen for the inauguration?
Man, I won't put it past any because people are crazy. Like we have crazy people in the world.
Well, you hope something's going to happen here. Yeah. You're like, dude, I just want to see.
Well,
so what do you think inauguration?
Right now, there's already reports coming out that supposedly there's protests being planned, armed protests being planned, like leading up to it in DC. Armed protests. And so. And again, it's going both ways where, the FBI or whatever, they said that Trump declared a state of emergency to have increased security there because there's some planned armed protests. And then you still got people on the other side of that saying, oh, these planned protests are really Antifa and the far left trying to make us look. It's like, bruh, you got some people on that side that may support Trump that believe these things or have radical views. And you have people on the left that have radical views. And you have some people that take it too far. That doesn't mean all Trump supporters are this way, but you have to at least acknowledge that some people who may support the president think this way or on the other side. So it's just like, it's not always going to be like, oh, well, if anything bad's happening, it definitely can't be a Trump supporter. It's like, no, we have evidence to the contrary. But it's just like, hopefully, I think with what happened with the Capitol, there'll be more than enough security there to make sure that if anything pops off, it'll be squashed pretty quick. But it's still, we would hate to see it. We try to, have our democracy run as smoothly as possible. And right now, people are just disillusioned with it, man. And people are frustrated and people are, feeling hopeless. And then the shutdowns and things like that don't help with that. And people losing businesses and things like that. So it's tense right now. Emotions are high. So I wouldn't put it past at all that something might pop off. So
don't get shot in the face, people.
don't go.
Don't get shot in the face.
Don't go to nothing like that.
Don't get shot in the face.
If the
that lady got
protesters
shot in the face. We don't know her name. We don't care. But
who?
That white lady. The only white lady got shot.
No, okay. So backtrack. We know her name.
I don't know.
If people do care, people definitely care. I mean, what in the world? What you talking about? She had a family. She, was a wife.
Dude, that's the only thing that sucks. Is that like if you were there to protest and then people started charging everything, and then you're just the one person who's probably not paying attention and just get shot.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate. But they weren't busting caps like that recklessly into the crowd. But I mean,
They should have.
Nah.
No,
not just recklessly, because there are some people who were just literally there protesting peacefully, and they weren't part of the, riot and all that. So I wouldn't hate for someone to get shot just because they standing there chilling. So,
True that.
Yeah, that would be bad. That'd be
Yeah.
bad. But I mean, we'll see, man. Hopefully that was the bottom of the barrel and things start to improve, because it was a bad look. It was a bad look overall. And yeah, a lot I can say about that. I won't go too deep on that, but yeah, that was a bad look. Let's just say that.
So I saw you post something on your social media last week.
What'd I say?
And you were talking about some nachos fries.
Bruh, Lord have mercy.
It's the one thing he's passionate about. I saw it on his feed.
Yeah, I don't even want to say
I
it
didn't even
too
know.
loud.
I don't really go to Taco Bell that much, and then I just know I don't even know how he knows they come out or when they come out. Are you always there?
You don't. Nobody knows when they're gonna come out. But if you got a good heart and a good soul,
You just know. You feel it in your
led
soul.
there. You led there. Because I wasn't planning on going to Taco Bell, and I was telling people, look, every time I go to Taco Bell, I'm
It's a
always
mistake.
disappointed. Yeah, always
It's a
disappointed.
mistake.
Never looked as good or taste as good as you think. They always have too much lettuce on there. It's soggy looking. But in my mind, I think it's gonna be different. But the one thing that does not disappoint, them nacho fries. Them nacho fries honestly saved my life.
Oh yeah, they're favorite.
I was in a dark place. I was depressed.
Was that recently?
I mean, I don't want to talk about it. I won't get into the specifics. But all I know is I went there. That could have been my last day. But I dipped it in that cheese. And I took a bite. And I said, you know what? Better days are ahead. Everything's going to be all right. And it was a good time. And it went away. We didn't know when it would come back. It's like when Jesus said, I'm leaving you right now, but I'll come back.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And now we're in this period of waiting for his return. And so that's how I felt. Like we were eagerly waiting the expectation, that these fries would come back. And now they're here. And it's just like, God is good. I hope they never take it back. I'm actually going to start a petition. Look out for that. I'm going to start a petition that nacho fries should be a permanent menu item.
Okay. So I had this coach in high school, and he had this saying, like he took us,
What he
like, okay. So he's trying to prep talk us and everything, pep us up and everything. And he comes up and he's like, God damn it, guys, we gotta win, right? He's like yelling at us. He's like, let's go, right? And he's like, this is what he said. He said this, and I'll never forget. So I'm gonna ask you if you agree with this with the nacho fries. Okay. So he said, winning is everything, right? Mm-hmm. And he said, goddamn boys, it's goddamn winning is goddamn better than sex. He said that.
Okay.
All right. Would you agree that nacho fries are better than sex? He thinks winning is better than sex. I say, do you say nacho fries are better than sex?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question.
You're not doing it.
There's no question. Because when I'm telling you, the spices that they put on these fries, we don't know where they came from. We don't know what it is. It's like red, it's yellow. We don't know what it is. Okay. It's not of this earth. But when you dip it and mix it with the cheese, there's a chemical reaction. Something happens. Something magical that can't be recreated in any other way. You dip it in there, you eat it, it's a wrap, bruh. It changes your life. Anything you was worried about before you ate a nacho fry, it's gone. Now it's not your problem. You see what I did there? It's not your problem. You eat a nacho fry, not your problem. It just goes away, man.
I think you should be on their marketing team.
Hey, hit me up because I'm telling you,
Sponsor the podcast.
Hey,
Taco Bell, what's up?
But I'm telling you, man. They say, have you had them?
I haven't had them before. I don't know if I've ever dipped them in the cheese though. Like I just had the dip.
That's ridiculous.
You just eat them out the bag. Sometimes you drop
No,
it.
you don't. You don't eat it without dipping it in the cheese.
I didn't do it right.
That's like saying I had a peanut butter jelly sandwich, but I didn't put the peanut butter.
I don't eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches. That's gross.
Okay. You've never eaten peanut butter and jelly?
I have, but
Okay.
it's gross. I've eaten.
No one says it's gross.
That's gross.
Then you don't know how to make it right because you got to have the right peanut butter to jelly ratio. If you mess that up, anything can happen there. It's trash.
No.
You gotta perfect that. I'll teach you.
I don't like peanut butter jelly
I'll teach
sandwiches.
you. And what? Do you cut your sandwich?
No.
Do you cut it in half?
What? No.
Okay. You don't know what you're doing. That's simple. You don't know what you're doing.
We don't cut the bread.
You cut the bread.
You don't
Absolutely.
cut the
You got to cut it.
That's too much.
Diagonal.
Then you gotta wash the knife.
Then you gotta wash the knife anyway because you're spreading the peanut butter.
What? Just use a spoon.
Not for the peanut butter.
Hey, you go scoop the back. Yeah, I always use a spoon. That's why. I just don't want to dirty too many utensils.
So you use the same spoon for the peanut butter and the jelly?
Yeah.
Okay. There's no order or structure in your life.
That's not
bro.
what I did. I was a kid when this happened.
But you saw it with your own eyes?
Yeah.
You traumatized. That's the problem. That's why you don't like peanut. We gotta work through this because you can't have
some PTSD.
peanut butter and put it into the jelly. You can't mix it. Use the same spoon. See, that's your problem. He never had one made with love. Apparently, they couldn't even take the time to give you different utensils. We'll talk about it. That's a whole nother show, a whole nother time.
Oh, we got some issues.
Yeah,
Gotta see a therapist about that.
But what I'm telling you, without question, nacho fries will change your life. That's it. No question.
Maybe I'll stop by today before I go home.
Stop by. There's one right down the street.
And also, did you see the video I made for you?
Bruh, I saw that foolishness about the dude wipes.
I ran out of herbal essences. I went shopping. I went crazy. I also got some packet of dude wipes.
Okay.
I brought you a pack.
No, you didn't.
They're in the car.
Not
I
necessary.
brought you a pack.
But it's not necessary.
I brought you a pack. It's
I
a game
won't
changer.
use dude wipes.
It's a
I
game
won't
changer.
use it.
It's a game changer.
It's not.
It is
Because
a
you know
game
why? You know why I won't use them?
Because you like dingleberries?
Oh, sorry. I just threw up a little in my mouth. Don't like dingleberries.
Okay, well,
and
wipe it with
not
toilet
even sure
paper.
people still use that
You
word.
wipe it with toilet paper.
Okay, bro, I don't use dude wipes because I'm not an infant, bro. I'm not an infant.
This is
okay?
dude wipes.
I use.
You go from child to dude.
What's the difference between a wet wipe that I use on my son, my baby son, wiping the booty, and a dude wipe? What's the difference?
It smells better.
What do you mean? There's scented wet wipes.
Well, you get the unscented ones. You don't have to be scented.
What, the dude wipes?
Yeah, the dude wipes are like.
But bro, that's like a wet wipe.
They have a mint.
I
They
bet
have a
you-
mint flavor.
No.
Got you a mint flavor, bro.
As soon as you said that, it looked like your shirt snapped in the middle. Like you wearing a onesie.
I mean, I could.
If you pull your pants down right now, you're gonna have your shirt snapped in the middle.
I wish.
You must be a toddler, bro. You're a baby all over again. Dude wipes?
But we revert back in. I mean, later. Okay.
Nah, bro.
Later on, you're gonna have to wear like the pins and stuff when you get older.
I won't.
I'm just telling you, dude wipes is a game changer. Keep it clean, keep it fresh.
Well, that's what the shower's for.
Right, you get the shower in the morning, but then you go to work or whatever, and you know, when you're out there, they only have toilet paper. You take your dude wipes,
Who doesn't have
you
toilet
wipe.
paper?
No, I'm saying you have toilet paper, but you want to also use something,
Okay, well,
maybe clean it right.
Well, and here's
Clean it right.
here's what I say about that. I don't use public restrooms, so there is no out there for me. I don't use public restrooms.
So you go from your house, then go to work for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Let's say you got to work extra long, you go 10 hours.
Okay.
Some people go 12 hours at work,
Some people
15
do.
hours, whatever.
Okay.
They go long hours sometimes.
Some people, I got a good job. You know,
And you
work
say
out.
you have a bladder and everything's good down there where you can hold it for a whole day. You're gonna hold it for a whole day?
Well, I'll pee,
Okay.
but I'll never
Well, let's say you ate a veggie drink or something, and it's
no, because
set match.
Because I know how to live my life. To go. No, I know how to live my life.
You never had that warm feeling inside where you're just like, oh, I gotta go.
No, because I don't eat anything that I know is gonna give me the bubble guts. Because I will not use a public restroom. Like just the thought of that just makes me disgusted. 10,000 booties on that seat. 10,000 booties on that seat.
You got the little place thing.
No, they ain't enough. They so
just
thin.
Put like 2 or 3.
You blow on that.
You put like 3. You put 3, you tear out the middle, you're good to go. 3 of them.
No, I thought about doing it one time, put it around, and I saw wetness rise up through the thing.
Oh, the water.
I'm not gonna do it. And it's like,
you tear that part out.
That could have been my
You tear the part out. You tear that part out, you put it in so it's not coming from the water.
Nope.
You put 3 of those, you tear the middles, you're good to go.
It can never be clean enough for me to use a public restroom. Never.
But if you have to go for whatever reason,
I don't have to go.
But dude, I'm telling you have to go sometimes.
I don't have to go.
What if you're on the road?
I ain't on the road. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, see, that's why I usually do it.
If I
go on the road, we're going on the road. We're there. We gotta go. Got the dew wipes.
Nah. The dude should
dew wipes keep you fresh.
No.
So you go shower, freshness throughout the day.
I mean, what are you doing in the bathroom? You just in there. Just you come out a mess. You just come out a mess.
Clean. You just clean.
Nah.
Just clean it with the thing. Make sure it's all clean down there.
I'm good, bro. I'm not an infant. I'm not gonna use no wet wipes.
It's to keep it clean, sir. And then at the end of the night, you go home and take a shower at the end of the night. But I'm telling you, they're better than just toilet paper. A dry paper.
I mean, I agree with you. Well,
dry paper. The other one gets it. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, you might be right. Because there's times where I sat there and I thought, how primitive is this? Are we barbarians? You know, I'm using this dry paper.
I'm still thinking of what the she-shell thing was from what's that movie? The Demolition Man?
Yeah.
What's the she-shell?
3 she-shells.
There's 3 seashells.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll try it out, but it'll be something I try at home. Like, it won't be something that I don't use public restroom. Won't even do it. Not even Buc-ee's. And Buc-ee's is the cleanest restroom you'll ever get. But, not even, I don't poop in public.
Well, I'm a savage. I guess I'm a savage. I don't know.
Yeah, Neanderthal. Like you can't just be pooping in public. Like you can't sit down on a toilet that
you can clean.
Everyone is sat down.
You can clean it.
You can't clean it enough unless you go in there with some multi-surface cleaner. You scrubbing it out. You got Clorox.
I don't do this, but I feel like I should. But I've seen clean people like super like overly clean. Go in, get the toilet paper. Go to the sink, get the hand soap, go back in, wipe it down, go back out, get more, and then
because
they clean everything, but then they go.
Nah, they get dirty in the process. Like they just in there with the open toilet, in there cleaning. They getting some stuff on their nails and stuff. They dirtier than what they would if they was just sat down. I'm done with that.
And then they go straight to their phone. Yeah, on their phone. It's just like
it's ridiculous. So, But
that's what they have the papers. That's what they have the thing. You're just making excuses.
Nope. But I won't do it. I mean, I'll maybe try. I do agree that we need a better alternative to toilet paper. But it can't be
dew wipes.
Wet wipes like I
dew
wipes
with
a child.
It's got to be dew wipes. There's some things that are probably better as a kid. I mean, the thing we should have kept up with it. Dew wipes.
What else should we have kept up with as children?
I don't know. But I'm just telling you that part of it keeps it clean.
Should we still be drinking breast milk, dude?
I mean, I don't know about breast milk.
Well, I don't know what other milk you about to say, but
I don't drink milk. I don't like milk.
But that's because
from a cow or anything.
Exactly, because you're not drinking the milk designed for your body, young fella. You eating somebody else's nutrients. Yeah, you drinking.
I don't drink cow.
Would you go
drink milk?
Suck from the breast of a cow?
No.
Exactly.
But I don't do that from the beginning.
A human's milk.
I don't even eat cereal, dude.
You don't eat cereal at all?
Mm-mm.
You tripping, bro. You can't live a good life without eating cereal.
I can.
Nah, bro.
Yep, I definitely don't eat cereal. See, you're drinking milk from a cow's tit, basically.
No, I don't use cow's milk.
What do you use?
I use Cambodian breast milk.
What?
Cambodian breast milk.
What is that? Where do you get that from?
Cambodia.
You get it imported?
Yeah. Because they native, they've been around for a long time. The milk is just different. A little creamy, but yeah. That's how I got yoked. I tell you, I was in high school, I was about $1.20. I started drinking Cambodian breast milk.
You gotta see his old pictures. He really did look.
Looking crazy, like I was a crackhead. But started hitting the weights, drinking Cambodian breast milk, and my life has been different ever since. So, yeah. But you can't be drinking that cow milk.
I don't drink any milk.
That's your problem.
You don't need milk.
That's your problem. You give me some dew white, I'll give you some Cambodian breast milk. We'll barter, make an exchange. I'm just telling you, man.
Got the milk, the minty. I got the minty ones for you.
I don't want my butt smelling
Dew
minty.
white minties. The mints.
No, don't give an endorsement like this is Mentos. Minty butt wipes. Like, nah. Your butt should be minty.
What is
the
it?
Fresh maker. The
That's what it
fresh
is.
part of waking up is mint in your butt.
I think that's a Voters commercial, dude.
What's the Mentos? What's the Mentos song? Something
That's the one.
Yeah, but I couldn't come up with a rhyme for that one, so we'll just stick with Folgers.
That's
Smell?
Voters.
Wine must be here. I smell a minty booty. That's how you want it to be?
That's the one.
Doesn't make a commercial, people just waking up. Is that dude wipes?
Jeez.
Look, we'll try it out, but like I said, don't use public restrooms. Will not, ever. But it is what it is. They need to come up with a better solution.
I think dude wipes is the solution.
Disagree. Been disagreeing with a lot of stuff this week.
But when you try it, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, that's fresh," and you're gonna be like, "I like it."
You'll never hear the words "ooze, that's fresh."
No, because I won't be in the restroom with you. But
no
it
one
might
will hear
happen.
it. No,
It might be something you're gonna say. I mean,
no, that's you still with that debate.
just,
There's something going on with you and your butt.
it's just like, ooh.
Yeah, you in that area of your body it's a problem, and maybe we
Keeps
can
it
talk
clean.
about it.
It keeps it clean.
Okay,
Keeps it clean, sir.
Yeah. No booty need to be that fresh.
There's nothing wrong with it being fresh.
There could be.
Well, you want it to be like what? What's the like? I don't know. What would you call it? Swamp ass?
Okay.
You're at swamp ass?
Spit in my eye. That's the first thing.
My bad.
2. That's not you acting like
It's
the
swamp
people on
ass.
the news.
It's swamp ass.
Like it's either
swamp
completely
ass
minty
or
fresh.
freshness.
No, those are not the two options.
What's in the middle? Dingleberries.
Exactly. You need a little dingleberry to keep your immune system
You
up.
keep it all clean.
No
dingleberries.
you need a little dingleberry to keep your immune system up, and to keep you humble. If I never saw underwear with a little bit of dookie stain, I'd be the most cockiest person ever. But every now and then I see it and I think, you know what? Let me calm down. Let me humble myself.
I will say my herbal essences though smells amazing. I got the other one. It's like yellow. Did you see it? I showed you.
I smell you from here.
That smells amazing.
You smell like, I don't know, a rainbow. If a rainbow had a smell.
We've never been close enough to smell it. You been close enough to rainbow?
To a rainbow?
Yeah, they might smell good.
I don't think they have a smell.
They might.
You know.
They might.
It is what it is. But it's just crazy, man. Like, honestly, all the stuff that's been going on, you know, besides the dude wife stuff. But then, how you feel about the whole Twitter banning Trump and all that stuff?
I mean, doesn't bother me. I don't follow him. I don't have a Twitter anyways. You have a Twitter?
Yeah, you know, I tweet. You know what I'm saying? I throw little words out there every now and then.
So you got
I barely.
How many followers you got? Like 2?
I don't know if I have any.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I think I have like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
That
But
thing-
every now and then I comment on something and then people like it. And I think I'm gonna get my name out there pretty soon.
That thing is just toxic.
Twitter?
Twitter is the toxic place.
Well, I see this is the thing how I feel like when people are like, oh, social media.
I don't say
gotta get
social
off
media. I
of
said
it.
Twitter in particular.
But I mean, things are only as toxic as you make it or allow it to be. Because you choose who you follow and you choose what you say. So it's like you choose what content you're receiving. So something is only as toxic as you allow it to be. And the level of importance you give it in your life. I don't give it a level of importance. I'm not on there talking about anything overly serious. It's just little jokes here and there, looking at some videos, looking at memes.
Looking at some videos?
Yeah, I mean, videos could be anything.
I mean,
if the first thought when I say looking at some videos goes to something negative.
looking at some videos, sir?
Yeah, that's about what it is.
I mean, from what I've heard, Twitter has like porn videos and stuff on it.
I don't know if it does.
I don't have the Twitter. I don't know, but I've heard
I don't.
in
think that's
circles
allowed.
that no, but they have it on there.
Oh, I didn't know.
It is allowed. Well, you should know. You're watching videos, sir.
Well, not those videos.
What kind of videos you watching?
I'll tell you right now, I fully condemn any forms of pornography. And I think
All right, let me stop you right there, mister. I'm going to get a prostitute spit on my booty. Y'all remember that?
Okay, that was not the conversation. We were talking about a hypothetical about comparing that to using up a day. And I was telling you how I think both things are reprehensible. So that's how people, fake news over here, want to twist the words. That's not what I said. But, I will say, that I'm against the can't say the word.
Objectification?
Yeah, objectification
I don't think
of
that's
women.
the word either, but we're going to go with it.
Objectifying women. I'm against
There
that.
you go, objectifying.
Okay, now back to our regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
Right, so I don't really care one way or the other with Trump getting banned. I don't have a Twitter.
Well, I don't know if that's the response that we need to have. I mean, because do you need to care that he's banned? Yes, no, maybe so. But I feel like also, like I said, it's a private company. I think they can kind of do what they want. Mm-hmm. They can deal with the consequences of that. If their shares drop or people start to leave the site because of that, they can deal with those consequences. They can make those decisions. I think that that's up to them because they are a private company. But I feel like when you are these platforms like Facebook and Twitter and things like that, and you have certain protections in place where you're not really being sued and things like that because you're looked at as just a platform where people post things, not necessarily as an editor. And so when they start taking the form of like an editor and deciding what content is and is not okay, then they have to be able to deal with the responsibilities of what they allow on their site. So if they're protected from that, then they need to maybe back off a little bit, I think, with the censorship.
Right, but at the same time, I think the reason they did that was because I think they saw Trump as fueling some of the riot that happened.
Yeah, I mean, they feel like he
Right.
incited the riot.
Right, so then they blocked him for a little bit, which is smart. But then they just took him off completely because they were probably just like, well, we can't control this dude.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, I think he still has
Because
plenty
this
of
isn't the
outlets.
first time where he's gotten blocked, right? I think he's gotten blocked in the past before.
I don't know.
I think this is like
I think
they
they
like
were
the second or third strike, and they're like, "All right, dude, let's just get."
Well,
it."
I think it's because they, feel like, okay, now he's on his way out. I think before they were a little scared.
I think he got blocked before because of something with Rosie O'Donnell. He was on back and forth with Rosie O'Donnell, and he was saying some messed up stuff. And they banned him for a while.
Yeah, they was going back and forth.
They were going back and forth, but he was saying some messed up stuff, and I think they were like blocked. And then he was like, "All right," and then he came back on, and he was good.
Yeah,
And now it's
crazy.
like he's at the president level, and he's like,
I mean,
still
'cause
putting stuff
did-
out because he does.
There's a lot of stuff popping off all at once though, because like they banned him, and then they
This could be like a
a
little loophole that this starts to get bigger. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Because it could turn into
slippery slope.
something different. As far
Possibly.
as like
'Cause then it's
censoring
like-
other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it's like, what, who determines, what speech is allowed and not allowed, and how what type of voices are going to be silenced if all these tech companies hold that much power. You know, if Apple, Google, Twitter are all in a coordinated thing to say this person's blocked or this particular platform is blocked, then they can do it again because they have so much power and so many things run off those servers, and you need that to kind of be compatible, and people want that access. So if those three companies are on the same page to push a certain agenda, that could end up turning against you. Like right now you may be for it because it's maybe something you're against or someone you're against, but it's just like, yo, like, let's just not set that precedent, you know? So I think that, you know, there's nuances here and there, but I'd rather it be, you know, a little more, less censorship. But at the same time, people are acting like this is freedom of speech and stuff like that. Like, this is not the government stopping you from talking. Like, this is a private company. But I just feel like, you know, can they do it? Sure. Should they do it? Probably not.
Right.
So, and then you had Parler, who was like the rival to Twitter, that Apple basically removed their servers, like, and removed them from the App Store. So, like, they can't.
Yeah, I never even heard of it.
And that's more of like a right-wing site. Like, so a lot of Trump supporters left Twitter to Parler, and then they were like, we're going to shut it down.
Oh, I didn't even know what Parler was.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of stuff going on. And recently today I saw that Trump's banks, like Deutsche Bank and some other banks, like said they refuse to do business with him anymore. And like supposedly he has all these loans with these banks, and he had like millions of dollars in these banks, and they're saying like, nah, we feel like we can no longer do business with him based on what happened at the, you know, electoral college at the Capitol. And we feel like, you know, like typically we don't weigh in political matters, but we feel like he needs to be removed from office. The bank said that. It's like the bank was like, we're not doing business with Donald Trump. And it's like, dang, like
That's crazy.
Crazy. Because I mean, yeah, that's just nuts. So I just feel like a lot of stuff is just popping off where I think people who were maybe fearful of him while he was in office are now kind of getting their revenge or whatever based on how they felt, you know, he was as a president, or what they feel like they need to do to, I don't know, cater to the new administration, a new wave of things that's happening. But it's a lot.
When is the inauguration? The
20th.
The 20th?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So, coming up soon, man, and with the Democrats winning Georgia, they'll be able to put forth a lot of their
Policies.
Yeah.
A lot.
And I think for the most part, I think people prefer there to be, you know, some checks and balances, you know, to make sure that no one's going too extreme, you know, but
And now they have the ability to go pretty extreme now.
yeah, I mean, usually when one particular party has like a super like majority of things, and like most of the time people.
Didn't Obama have that? They had the Senate.
So.
They had the Senate index.
I think for a time they may have had a majority or whatever, but I mean, for the most part, usually when the elections come back around next time, people don't. They don't stay. They don't stay that way. You know, usually Americans are like, nah, bro, y'all ain't about to just rush out over this. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens with the new administration. You know, obviously, you have one side saying it's going to be super far left agendas and craziness, and then you have other sides that think it's going to be more moderate. But ultimately, we have no idea. I think we'll have to see how it all plays out and see what type of president Joe Biden decides to be. But hopefully doesn't continue
He's not gonna. I don't think he'll be. I don't think he'll be in office that long. He's old, bro.
About a year.
And senile. He might be gone.
Yeah, I mean, he is. He definitely is old. I mean,
like everybody voted for Kamala Harris, really.
Well, I wouldn't say everybody.
Mostly people were. Dude, whenever they won, I just saw all the stuff. Kamala Harris, like she won. Like I was like,
that's because she's, you know, female vice president.
Right.
And
but I didn't hear any talk about Joe Biden. I just saw Kamala won. Kamala. I was like, all right, y'all.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know that there was anybody I would say I haven't seen too many people, based on the people I interact with, that were overly excited about Joe Biden. I think you just had either people who were completely against Trump or people who were, for Trump, and you had people in the middle who were just kind of like, whose policies do I agree with best? I don't really care for either one. So, I mean, I think there was a mix there, but I think a lot of the people were just people who did not like Trump voting, and then Trump obviously has a huge following of like diehard supporters. So, I mean, I think that was kind of it. I haven't seen too many people who were just like, "Yo, Joe Biden, bro, that boy,
Sleepy Joe,
he about to kill it."
Sleepy Joe.
Trump with them nicknames.
Sleepy Joe, man.
That
That's
boy
a
had
good
a
one.
nickname for everybody.
Sleepy Joe, that's a dope
He
name.
didn't even make it rhyme. He used that sleepy a couple times. He did that to Jeb Bush too. He's like, low energy Jeb. But then you be looking at it like, oh, he is low energy. Huh? He is low energy. But it's just, it's a trip, man, how this whole thing has played out. These 4 years have played out. It feels like it's been longer than 4 years, but just with the virus stuff and everything that's happened, it feels like it's been an eternity with everything that's going on. So
Yeah.
hopefully, man, stuff starts to open back up, and I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon, but they're like, take the vaccine, but wear your mask and still social distance. It's like, my God, hey, why are we taking the vaccine?
Well, the vaccine isn't working, right? They're saying it's not working.
Well, it's working. I mean, you have to get two doses though. You have to get 2 doses, and I mean, I guess it's like any vaccine. You have to still get it, and I mean, it's gonna, if you get it, it's about lowering the effects.
We'll see what mutants come out of this.
Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to be the first batch, but, and I think, I mean, it's good that we're able to get a vaccine out quickly, but I think that also comes with some things that may have been missed, when a longer trials could happen. So I think there will be some things that they may have to tweak or change to make sure that these things are legit, but they did it in a little different way. So it's not like a live virus. It's like more like, it gets complicated, but it's like putting the code into your body so your brain thinks it's there and fights. It's some food beyond me. That's just some genius stuff. But we'll see how it goes, man. I think
Allegedly, we don't know what's happening. We'll see how it turns out.
We know.
We'll see how it turns out.
This guy, conspiracy 101 right
Conspiracy.
here. That's the good thing. You'll get the conspiracy guy, and then
I
you'll
don't
get
even
like
that conspiracy. I mean, I'm just.
But I know there's some stuff we've talked about.
All right.
See, they watching us.
They're watching us. Okay, what's going on? Oh. The plug. Behind the scenes, guys.
But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It's a lot, but I mean, I think hopefully things will get better. Hopefully, they don't come with the divisiveness or try to, belittle people who disagree. I think that the country really needs to come together, and they need to find that there's a lot of people who are in the middle, not people, who are on the extreme right or extreme left. And I think that if people kind of talk and act, with some common sense, I think we can kind of stop all the exaggerated rhetoric on both sides.
And then I saw in your stories, how'd you get the cops to come over and come do your little run through the neighborhood?
I mean, it's classified.
That's classified.
I wish I could tell you everything.
So what happened with that? What happened? That's the story.
No.
What'd you do? What was it for?
It was my son's birthday.
Son's birthday. Okay.
Yeah.
And he had police officers just come over. And
Just a train of police officers.
obnoxiously just
Beeping.
sirens.
Woo-woo. Caleb, fire truck came out. Everybody was out there.
All the neighbors looking outside. It's those neighbors again.
Yeah, they know what's up. They know how to talk crazy to me. If they see me outside with my do-rag on, nobody say nothing to me. They be like, is that Tyrone? Is that Tyrone? Yeah, but if I go out, clean cut, have my little, buttons up on some khaki pants.
He knows some people.
They're like, hey.
You had them come over and just reading the sirens.
And
get crazy with
say,
it.
hey, son's birthday, you know who I am. I'm a big deal. Don't get crazy. Come over here, 5:30, be there. We'll be outside. Let's get it popping. They're like, but we got cars. There's people in there. I said what I said. Be here. So, I mean, and that's what it was.
And they came through. They came
and
through.
And I said, hey, get back to work. You know, it is what it is. It's funny, guys. I saw a video the other day where this dude was talking about how, like, people like our age, like, you'll tell them, like, hey, like, pretend like you're talking on the phone. And everyone's like this. But if you ask a kid to do it, they all go like this.
Wait, what?
Because they're used to like iPhone it being bigger, and so they go like this.
I would have thought it'd been like this.
No, because they're not always FaceTiming, but they'll
be
be
like this.
And I did it to my kids, and I was like, pretend you're talking on the phone. They were like, and I was like, what? and I'm like, we're like, hey, come in.
What's going on? Yeah, you did that on the last episode. You did this.
So what was
You showed your age.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about the divorce.
Oh yeah, and I was like, you call me on the phone? Yeah. So you go like this now.
The same thing.
You old.
Showed your age.
Yeah, but I think getting older is good. I think you can, be like fine wine and just get better as you get older if you play your cards right.
Some of us get better.
I mean, hang in there.
Some of us.
Yeah. It's not over for you yet, big guy.
I know. I chose nacho fries.
It'll change your life. As soon as you try nacho fries, that's when you'll see.
That's when the maturity happens.
Exactly. Whole different switch up. Whole different game. You get to another level. You start having a different perspective on life.
So guys, we have the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel.
Subscribe on that YouTube.
Subscribe.
Because we're going to be putting out a lot of content, man. It's sometimes going to be serious and current events. Most times it's going to be funny.
I don't know how we have one subscriber, but that's me subscribing to the page. But we have a comment.
We do.
Do you have it?
Oh, what'd he say? What'd he say?
We have a comment, but we don't have multiple subscribers. So I'm just like, come on, guys.
He watched the video.
Help us out.
Let's see.
Let's see.
So
he put, I don't know, this guy.
He said, the background cartoon look is cool. So what does Yoked and Woke about? The word purpose of yoked and the word woke. What are we needing to be woke from?
Life. I don't know. Can we say life? Is that too much? Is that too intimidating?
From your sleep and slumber, my brother. I'll tell you what you need to be woke from. Okay? From your attitude and complacency that the man has.
Where's this tone coming from?
Oh, sorry about that.
Do it again. No, go for it. Is that what you're saying from your chest? Or what is it?
That's
what we call it?
Because what you have to understand, my brother, is there's a lot of things you need to be woke from because you're still living in a dream. You haven't come into reality yet. You don't even know what you don't know. And that's why we here. That's why we here. So you can not only be spiritually, physically, and emotionally yoked, because we gonna exercise your mind, my brother. But you can also be woke and woken up. How you say it?
Insomniac.
Awaken.
We're doing social insomnia.
Yeah, and if you've seen the other videos, we trying to make you stay woke. So you're in a constant state of wokeness, and what we call
you're not asleep.
An insomniac.
Word.
Okay, so just people saying they woke, that's old news now. Now, if you're not an insomniac, you ain't with it. You ain't with it, bro.
You're asleep on the job.
Because that means you're going to sleep sometimes. So that means you're missing some stuff. But if you're an insomniac and you staying woke, you ain't got to get woke.
And you be about it. With them dude wipes.
Yeah. You got any more questions?
The dude
Random
wipes
guy. So.
And then nacho fries.
Exactly. So
they nacho fries.
They nacho fries. And it's best you remember that.
So subscribe, guys.
Yeah. So a lot of information coming your way.
Don't make Rodney talk with his chest again.
Don't make me do it.
We don't want to go there. All right, that's a little much aggressive.
Yeah, too much. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the angry black guy. You know what I'm saying? Thank goodness. That's why I'm happy my voice is so high. You know what I'm saying? People like calling for a job interview. Hey, yeah, my name's Rodney. Rodney? Yeah, Rodney. Looking for the IT specialist job? Is that, come on in. They see me, they be like, glasses. We didn't expect you, but because of your voice, we're not threatened.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, because 6 foot, about 220. you know, I'm not playing games. People see me, they might be like, oh, yeah. But they hear the voice, they say, okay, maybe he's a nice guy, sweet guy, smooth guy.
Sometimes.
And that's why they call me T Smooth, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I talk with that voice, I talk that stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Waiting for that little laugh.
I'm gonna make you do what you do, baby. Yeah, pet laugh, baby. You know, but
Anybody got a challenge?
we just gonna be clowning, man. Obviously, we try to stay informed about some things, so we'll talk about current events, but then also we'll just talk about everyday life.
We kind of went kind of hard in the paint on the current event, but it was a big current event.
Big news.
There's a big current event that happened.
Big news. Like, I mean, we haven't seen things like that, you know, I don't know.
And you got people on two sides of the fence, people that were like, there should have been more shooting, and then other people are like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there should have been more shooting.
But that's what I've heard.
There should have
other
been
people.
more of a presence.
Something.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you have, a lot. We could go really
just
deep
going
into that,
crazy
but
with that.
we'll keep it high.
we kept it live.
Yeah, so.
Ish. All right, guys. Well, please subscribe. Hit us up. Let us know what you want to hear about.
Yeah.